Hi there and welcome back. It's Lisa from Critters'n Ink Designs in Ontario, Canada. And today I wanted to share just the cutest little card that I made. Here we go. The other day. And I've been meaning to do this video for a couple days now, but I'm telling you, working for a living is cramping my style. If you don't know, I've been working, I've been helping out a friend in a retirement home salon. She is recovering from surgery, so I've been working doing foot care and pedicures and manicures since May. And although it's only a couple of days a week, I still have all my quilting clients that I have to keep happy. So unfortunately, my stamping has really taken a back seat, which is unfortunate. But here I am, and I'm just looking out my window here, and the sun was out a little while ago, and now it looks as if it's just gonna storm like mad, but we'll see. So it's July. Can you believe it is July? I have no idea where June went. It was rainy, I know that much. It wasn't the nicest month, but you can see from my tan, I've been out riding my bike a fair amount. We went out today. It was 33 degrees, which is about 40, it's over 100 if you want to put in the humidity factor. But we went out at 8:30 and it wasn't too bad. Like, we were able to do our tour. I think we only did 12 kilometers today, but that was enough. It was hot. Anyway, yeah, so it's July. We actually didn't do anything for Canada Day. We just laid low and had a nice quiet day. And we went out for poutine at a chip truck on a roadside. That was our big Canada Day. So I see a couple of people have joined. Please pop in, say hi, and tell me where you're watching from. I'm just going to make it so that hopefully I can see all the chats. I tried to do a video the other day and I could not get the chat to come up for love nor money. So anyway, I'm going to pop down to my desk. July 1st, we had a couple of new things pop up, and one of them was the new online exclusive release. And there's a lot of like Christmas stuff in here and Halloween. Look at that paper. Woo. Now my printer, I think I'm low on one of the colors, so the color is not vibrant, but this is really cute paper. And even though, you know, my grandkids live so far away, I am totally a Halloween person. So lots of Christmas stuff. Here we have like a quilt. It almost looks like quilting. And there's ribbon and adhesive little sequins. Lots and lots to look at. So when I'm finished the video here, I will post the link to this PDF so that you can see the July online exclusives that came live yesterday. Hi, Judy from toasty and humid Virginia. I feel your pain. It is very humid here. Well, it's so humid, in fact, I think it's going to pour rain here any minute. But yeah, so I'll put the link to this, but you can also go to critters'nink.com and go to the online store, and you can see them and zoom in and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, check it out. So those went live. I don't even know what the date is today. I think it's the 3rd. So it went live on the 1st. So why don't we get started with our little card? So if you missed the beginning, this is the card that we're doing. Isn't that cute? Ugh, I just think it's so stinking cute. Okay, so to get started, what we're going to need is, I have a card base in basic black, and it's 4 1/4 by 11. And I've scored it at 5.5. And I also have a piece of, oh my gosh, it just went blank, Secret C, that is 4 1/4 by 5.5. And then I have a piece of basic white, which is also 4 1/4 by 5.5, but I'm going to trim this down to about 3 3/4 by 5. Now, why I have these at this size is I always keep, I just move my office around, so I have to look for things. But I always cut up an entire package of the basic white and the basic black in quarters, so that I have the size that I need, and you can always trim it down or die cut or whatever if you need to. It's like an oven out there. You know what it is too? I went out yesterday in the afternoon, and I just walked out the door, and the humidity, my sunglasses just fogged right up from coming out of an air-conditioned house. It was unbelievable. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to create this background, okay? So what I need, let me show you what we're using first. I get ahead of myself because, I get so excited. So we are going to use the Sweet Bugs bundle. Well, actually, we're just going to use the Sweet Bugs paper, which is cute as a bug, which is right here. But I thought I'd get out the stamps and dies. We're not going to be using those today, but what I did was I actually fussy cut a pile of the bugs to have. Sometimes if I'm not inspired, I will just bring some paper upstairs and sit and watch TV with my husband and cut out stuff. So the paper is adorable. So let me show you the big pieces, because these little pieces really, they show you a little bit, but they don't really show you how stinking cute this paper is. All right, so here is part of a sheet left, and it's got like the little ants. Now you can see here, I've drawn lines on here just to connect the bugs, and I'll tell you why. I have a brother scan and cut, and I run this through my scan and cut, and if I didn't have the lines from the antenna and the feet, it would cut out each ant individually, and I wanted them cut out together. Now, having said that, there is a die that cuts out the ants, but it cuts them out individually, okay? And I mean, that's okay too, but I wanted them kind of like, I don't know if I have one here. I might have used them all. But I wanted the 3 ants together. No, I've used them all. But so I ran this through my brother's scan and cut. And the same when I did, which one? Oh, the same when I did this little guy. You can see I've drawn a pencil line on his antenna and on his tail, because I didn't want the antenna to be cut off. I wanted the scanner to see this as one unit, so it would go around. And I think did I cut this one out by hand? No, I think this was cut out with my scan and cut. But I'm quite happy to take the paper upstairs and just fussy cut while we're watching TV. And that's what I do sometimes. And then look at this one. Isn't that cute? Like these 2 guys sitting in the shade of the caterpillar. Really, really cute. So that's one paper. And then we have the mushrooms. So I did cut out some mushrooms today. And I may use this one today. I think this is really cute as well. And what else do we have? Oh, here's a full sheet of, well, not a full sheet, but most of a sheet. Isn't that cute? Now, if you don't have a scan and cut and you hate fussy cutting, you know what? Use a circle punch, or use a shape die and just cut out what you want. I mean, you can do that. And if you happen to cut off a piece of the fern, who cares? Then you have the basic design, and it's so stinking cute. What else do we have? Oh, this is a different one in white. I love these. I just think they're so adorable. And then there's one in gray. This is a different one again, with the little white butterflies. So cute. Look at this guy reading a book. I just love these. My granddaughter, who's 6, she just thinks this is the cutest thing. And then we have berries, a bunch of berries. And there's like a little quilted thing on the back. I didn't show you the back of these ones. So this is the same design, but in a different colorway. And what's on this one? This one has little flowers on it. And this one is just like, it's almost like, you know when you start painting a wall with a roller and this is what you get? That's what it reminds me of. And then this one is like a red gingham. There's that one again. What else do we have? I think that's all of them. Unless I've used quite a bit of my first pack. I do have a second pack, but they're so cute. Oh, and then there's a sheet with let's see if I can find it. This is part of a sheet. So this sheet has cut-outable card little elements that you can cut up and use. This is really cute. So you can cut those out and just use them like on a mat. Super, super cute. Okay. All right. So to start, the first thing I need to do is I'm going to use my Fern and Flora embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder. And that means that it's thicker than the other embossing folders. So I'm going to put my Secret C in here, and really it doesn't matter because the leaves are in all different directions. And to make sure it's straight, and again, you know what, honestly, in this one it doesn't matter. I'm going to line up the edge of my cardstock with that line right there. Okay, and let me grab my die cut machine. I was watching a video with some of the educators from Stampin' Up, and they call this a SCEM. SCEM. And I kept thinking, what the heck are they talking about? And so what it is Stampin' Up, cut, emboss machine. So SCEM. So now I'm going to call it a SCEM all the time. All right, so on here, if you're not familiar with using a 3D embossing folder with our cutting machine, you need a platform number 1, which is this guy, and a plate number 4, which is your gray one. Okay, so I just need this one. I can put these ones over here. And I'm going to put in my embossing folder, and you always put your embossing folder folded edge in first. You don't want to damage it. If you put the open end in first, you could actually make the plate shift and you could break your plate. And I actually have done that. So, all right, so I'm just going to run that through. You don't need to run it through twice, but there. Okay, so here is our embossed paper. Isn't that pretty? You can really see the dimension, like that is so pretty. However, we're going to use this side, the flat side, with the ferns indented down. So let me grab a piece of scratch paper. And I'm just going to lay this on here. Now be prepared to get inky. Inky, inky. I wonder if this light will help. I have a ring light on top of here, but sometimes it makes it glary. If it gets glary, I'll turn it off. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is beautiful, isn't it? So you can use either side, but for this particular technique, we're going to use the side that the embossing is on the back. All right, so I've got my Memento ink. You can use any ink you want, any black ink. And I tried this black on black and I didn't like it. But then I thought, what's really close to black? Secret C. So that's what we're using, Secret C and black ink. And so I'm just going to ink up the flat side of my embossed piece here. I'm trying not to get too inky. So much for that. All right, I'm gonna just take a little post-it note to hang on to this so I don't get it all over me. Now, did I miss anywhere? There. Isn't that cool? I love it. Love it, love it. Probably could use a little more ink right here. And any black would work. I just happen to have Memento on my desk, and so that's the one I'm using. There. So cute. That's the hard part. This is the easiest card you'll ever make. All right, so I'm just gonna grab a wipe, clean the ink off my hands. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is I'm going to do some splattering. I love splattering. I'm not good at it. I'll be the first one to admit that I am not good at it. However, I'm going to do it anyway. When I splatter, everything in here gets splattered. But I'm good with that. It's easy to clean up. So, all right. So I don't need that anymore. So I have, I converted a Stampin' Up shipping box into a splatter box. And so it's just, I cut the sides. I guess you can't really see that. I cut the sides like off the flap and then just taped it all together with what do you call this? Duct tape. It's falling apart, but I don't care. It works. And I always put the tallest side to the back because when I do this, the paint goes everywhere. All right, so I have my little silicone mat, but you can use your glass mat. Oh, I'm just going to dry that. You can use your glass mat. You can use your like anything really. Sorry, I couldn't find my. You know, when you do a revamp and you relocate things, can't find a darn thing. Okay, yeah. I mean, you know what? Honestly, you can buy a splatter mat or box, but I'm sorry, but I have boxes coming all the time. Why would I pay? In Canada, I think they're like $12 or $15 when I have a free box that's going to go in the recycle. So I just did that. But again, you can just use your glass mat or a dish, like whatever you want to mix your paint. So the first thing I'm going to use is I have the Stampin' Up white craft ink refill. And I'll just use my mat. I was going to use my silicone mat, but I don't need to. Now, you don't need a lot of this because you're going to dilute it. And even that little drop is probably too much. So I have an old paintbrush here. And I have a spritzer of water. So I'm just going to dilute that. Now, you can always add more ink or more water if you need to. But I'm just stirring it up here. All right, so I'm going to put this in here and proceed to make a mess. All right, so, okay, so I'm just going to tap my brush onto my paper. And I'm getting more on the box than I am on the paper, but you know what? That's fine. Fine, fine. But I love splatter. I put it on a lot of things. Now the white doesn't, it's not super opaque. Like if you look at this, there's a couple of them, of the dots that are somewhat sort of, I don't know, not really opaque. But, and you know what? That's okay because it gives it dimension. If you want it a little bit more opaque, we can add a little bit more water. Not water, ink. There, I just had a little tiny drop there to give it a little bit more ink. Oh yeah, it's better. Okay, so that's that. And then I forgot to get a bowl of water. What can I use? What can I use? I have a little tin can here and I have some water. So I'm just going to pour some of my water into my, I just have a little trash can that I use for classes. And I'm just going to pour a bit of water in there so I can clean my brush. Because I'm going to now use a gold. Now we don't actually have a gold ink anymore. We did years ago. And I tried using the refill from that to make a gold splatter and it didn't work. So what I'm using is this. Did I use the white ink? I did. So this is the refill from our white craft ink, the Stampin' Up white craft ink. So that's just what I used and I just diluted it. So this is just a gold pigment ink that I found online. Probably Amazon, I'm not sure. And I'm just going to spray it with a bit of water. And then I'm just going to smush it around until I get enough to splatter with. Oh, no problem. There. So this is just like a gold ink. You can buy these anywhere. I've even seen them at the dollar store, to be honest with you. Probably not the same quality, but if you're just using it for splattering and you're not watercoloring, who cares? You know, really. Okay, I think that's inky enough. I may have to add more water, but we'll see. So now I'm just going to tap some gold. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Oh yeah. There, probably a little overkill with the splatter, but look. So pretty. I like it. Okay. So that's that. That was the hardest part of the whole card. So now I've got my card base, again, 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. And so now I'm just going to glue this onto the front of our card here. Just get that out of the way so I don't have a crisis. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. Now, because this is embossed, I'm using more glue than I normally would use. I never use this amount of glue, but it is embossed and it's going to be like ripply. So I want to make sure that it is going to stick. There. There we go. It's a little lopsided here. Come on. Ah. I wonder if I cut this a little crooked. There we go. There. Okay, I'm just going to hold that until it dries a smidgen. There. There's our card base. Isn't that just the cutest thing, though? I know I sound like I'm amazed with myself, but you know what? When I made this the other day, I had seen a card similar from a non-Stampin' Up person, and I thought, I could do that. That is really cute. Okay, so the next thing I did on this card was I used the dies from one of the paper pumpkins. Now, every 3 months, Paper Pumpkin subscribers can order a set of 4 stamps for that 3-month period. And this one was from April to June in 2024, and I keep them all. And so this little thanks was the one that I used on this one. And I cut it out 3 times in white. And then I used, I cut one out of the Scenic, oh, what's it called? Scenic Seas, I think, or Scenic something, shimmer vellum. And it's almost like a champagne color. And I just glued that on top of there. And then I just added some fussy cut little creatures. So that's how I did that one. Now for this one, we have a new die set that just came out. And it's called Words and Wishes. And these are the dies. Aren't they great? So what I did one day is I just was not inspired, and I didn't have a lot of time. So I just made a whole bunch of them. Cute, huh? So there's thank you, best wishes, happy birthday, for, like you could do for you, thank you. But there's also, did I not grab the stamps? Oh, I don't think I grabbed the stamps that go, usually I put them together and I didn't grab the stamps. Let me just grab them. So the Words of Wishes stamps. Oh, hi, Verna. How are you? Thanks for coming in. So the Words and Wishes stamps, there's like happy birthday to, so you could do like happy, like this. So I did this with Versamark and white embossing powder. So you could do happy birthday, like that. Or you could do birthday, birthday wishes, if you wanted to. So there's lots of different combinations that you could use. Here's another one. You could do best wishes for you, all kinds of combos. So let's figure out which critter we're going to use here. So I did cut out, now this is the edge of the paper. So never, you know, if you only have a half a bug or a half of a bug setting, just cut it out and then put it on the edge of your paper like that. You don't, you know, you're not losing anything. And then you could put like a bee and another bug. Yeah, aren't they great, Verna? You could put a couple of bees here, or, you know, whatever they are, and a butterfly up here, and then have your sentiment. You could do thank. I wonder if I have a U. I might have to do one in the block. I may not have. I used, oh, here's one. You could do thank you like that. Cute, huh? So we could use these ones, or a whole one like I did on the other one. And I just fussy cut these out with scissors. Or I'll also cut out today some mushrooms. I love mushrooms. I don't like to eat them that much, but I like the way they look. So you could do something like this. That's cute. Or you could do this. That's cute too. And then have a little critter. That's cute. What do you think? This or this? Or this? 1, 2, or 3. So this is 2 on the edge of the card. And oh, look at these little dancing guys. Oh my God, how cute. Super cute. And then I have these two guys having a glass of wine. So cute. Oh my gosh, I can't even stand it. And there's some flowers. We could put those there. But this has got to be some of the cutest paper. Boy, oh boy. Put that here. That's super cute too. I would have that one right on the edge. There, like that. Love the mushrooms. I'm gonna have to leave and feed more horses. Oh, thanks, Judy. Give your horses a hug for me. I love horses. Hopefully they won't get rained on tonight. I like the mushrooms too, Verna. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll go with the mushrooms because the other one is similar to this. All right, so let's... My hands are all inky. All right, so let's put the mushrooms here. Like this. There. Oh my goodness. I love it. So cute, huh? Okay. All right. So that's going to go on dimensionals. Let me grab some dimensionals. And I'm going to use black ones because our background is black. So let's go ahead and pop these up. Oh, it's stuck to my glass mat. My husband was going to barbecue burgers for dinner, but it's not looking pretty nice out there. Oh, thanks, Verna. Verna, are you guys going live at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock tonight? Oh, before I put the dimensionals on here, a couple things I want to do. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Up! White ink pen, if I can find it. Let's have it. Yeah. So I've got my Stampin' Up! White ink pen. These are brand new. So the card base is basic black. Whoops, I just dumped that on the ground. Basic black. And then this part was Craft and Chat. Oh yes, please send me the link. And then this piece was 5.5 by 4.25 of Secret Sea, and I embossed it and put ink on it. Yeah. So yeah, if you catch the replay, then you'll be able to see like the thing. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my white ink pen, and I'm just going to make sure that the ink is flowing here. And I'm just going to do some highlighting on the mushroom. Oh, my head, get my head out of the way. You can see my roots. I have an appointment on Monday to get my roots done. And then I'm just going to come down like this. I just find that these little lines make such a difference in highlighting a little bit of the card. Like that. So cute. There. Oh my gosh, isn't that adorable? Okay, I think that's enough of that. And then I'm going to add some Wink of Stella. Now, if you've watched me before, you know I put Wink of Stella on everything. I love Wink of Stella. It's like the hot sauce of card making for me. So I typically, like on this one, I highlighted the bugs and some of the leaves. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see where I've put the highlight with the Wink of Stella. But I didn't do the trunk, but I did the fire, some of the leaves, and the bugs. And then the little mushrooms here. So I'm gonna do, let's see, I'll just do the leaves and these flowers. So Verna is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New York State. So if you're American and you don't have a demonstrator, I think that Verna would be more than happy to help you out there. Good idea to use the gel pen to highlight. Yeah. I just, I saw a couple of samples and I thought, boy, that really makes a difference. I've started putting the date on my Wink of Stella pen. So this is January of 26 because I probably have about 6 of them and half of them don't work. So I've started putting the date so that I can figure out which one is worth reviving and which one should just hit the bin. All right, so I'm going to come down like this. So far, I haven't had any issues using the Wink of Stella and having the white gel pen run. That's been fine so far. I was a little bit worried that the alcohol from the Wink of Stella would create an issue with the white ink, but it doesn't. Oh my goodness. There, so hopefully you can see the shimmer. Well, you can't, I don't know, can you see it? I mean, I can, but now again, this isn't a brand new pen. This is 6 months old, but let me grab another one. Or I could just go to cover it and get a new one. See if this one's newer or has any more ink. Oh yeah, this one's a lot more shimmery. Yeah, you can see the difference. Okay, I'll just quickly, I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but it adds dimension. It sure does. There. That's good enough for now. Oh, I should do my little bug while I'm at it. My butterfly. Oof. My gel pen went crazy there. Or not my gel pen, my Wink of Stella. So we've had a full moon the last few nights, and Georgie thinks that it's daylight when the full moon is out at 3:30 in the morning. And she feels the need to go outside. Where the heck is my hair? There. Oh yeah, you can see the shimmer there. So I don't know how she does it. 3:45 on the dot. She's banging on the window in my bedroom for me to let her out. I'm like, seriously, Kat? But I've tried ignoring her, and then she just jumps on the bed and pokes me in the face. So it's easier for me just to get up and put her out. 3:45 every day. Little turkey. There, I'm not going to push these down because I may move them. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. And again, I'm using black because my paper is black. And I don't want you to see the, like, white dimensionals. So I'm just going to put a half of one here. Is that going to fit? Maybe. Let's see. Can we see it? Yeah, no. I'm just going to cut off the tip. Oh, I got your message. Thanks, Verna. There. Okay. So let's pop this guy up. I honestly think that this is one of my favorite papers that we've had in the last year. I'm not 100% into florals. I like them, but these are just too cute. There, okay. So I'm going to pop that right here. Again, I'm not going to stick it all the way down just in case I want to move it, but there. Oh, I just think that's so cute. All right, so let's go ahead and press them down because I'm pretty, oh, I'm going to move this over. I'm sticking over the edge here. There we go. There, so that's the outside of the card. Cute, huh? I like it. Okay, now for the inside of the card, I'm going to cut a piece down to 3 3/4 by 5. So 3 3/4. Keep these. You can use them. By 5. And on the inside, I'm going to stamp "Thanks for being so fabulous. Life is better with you around." Now, I could have used on the bug one. Bug. On the bug one, there's "Love you lots, spread joy, and hello friend." But because it's a thank you card, I'm going to use "Thanks for being so fabulous." Okay, where am I? Here it is. Okay, and I'm going to use my stamp positioner to stamp it. Now on here, I have just taped a sticky mat. You can buy these sticky mats anywhere. I got mine, I think in a craft shop in Belleville, which is a little, like one of the next towns over. And pretty sure I got it there. But you can get them on Amazon. You can get them, I don't know if you can get them at Michael's. I'm not a big Michael's fan, but I know you can get them lots of places. And it's just a sticky little mat. And they're not expensive. And then when it gets unsticky, then you just get another one. All right, so I've got my Stampin' Positioner. And I'm just going to line up and see how straight that is. And actually, it looks pretty straight. So I'm going to pick up my stamp. And I have a piece of window sheet that I've just put a piece of washi tape on there. And I always, and I mean always, if I'm using a positioner, I always use my window sheet to see if I'm straight or if I even like it. So I'm using Secret C, and I'm just going to ink up my stamp. Okay, and I'm going to lay it down, and we're going to see if we're straight. That is straight. So I can take off my washi, not my washi, what do you call this, window sheet. And I have a few different sizes. I just made them out of window sheet, and this one's made out of packaging. I just keep them around. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up and stamp it for realsies. So I'm just going to stamp it. And when you're stamping, just hold it down for a second so that the ink can absorb into the paper. So that's looking pretty good, but I think I want to stamp it again. My bottom row here didn't stamp the greatest. So I'm going to let it sit, make sure it's square, and then I'm just going to press down again. Beauty. Okay. So now let's give this a clean. I've got my chamois here. Okay, I'll put my stamp back. I've gotten in the habit of putting my stamps back right away, because if you don't, try and find what set it goes to if you leave it too long. I'll tell you, one day I went through every stamp set looking to put like a stamp that I hadn't put away. It nearly drove me bonkers. So now I just got myself in the habit of putting them away right away. All right, so I'm going to put this away. I don't need this anymore. And then on here, I'm going to I don't want to put anything too big because obviously you're going to want to maybe write a little note or something. But, oh, we could do these little flowers. They're cute. Or this little fellow. I think he takes up too much room. Why do we do the flowers? I think they're very, very cute. But what do I want to do first? Now you could splatter this first before you glue your flowers and stuff on. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a blending brush. I didn't do this on the other one. And I wonder if I'm going to... I have Granny Apple Green. I don't know if that's the right green. Let's see what's on here. Crushed curry, Old Olive. But I think Old Olive might be too dark. Let me just... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with Old Olive. Try that. Flip that over and see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that better. But I'm going to use my silicone mat here. And I'm just going to take the excess ink. I guess you can't see what I'm doing. The excess ink off my brush so that I just have a little bit. I'm going to test it on. Yeah, I like that better. So I'm just going to go over the lettering a little bit, very, very lightly, just to give it a little bit of personality. There, that's all you need. A tiny, tiny bit. I better close my Secret See before I stick my finger in it. So I just put a little bit on there. And then I'm just going to put my flowers like that. So cute. There we go. Some Wink of Stella. What do I do with that? You don't have to be fancy, just get her on there. There. I don't know if it shows or not, but a little bit. Super cute. So we have our card. And I'm just going to glue that down. So my inside piece here is 3 3/4 by 5 because I like the wider border. There we go. And there's our card for today. Isn't that cute? All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. I really appreciate it. I'm going to let you go. I can smell dinner. It smells amazing. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Yeah, my husband is up there cooking up a storm. It's awesome. I'm so glad my husband cooks. I've gotten to the point where I hate cooking. Anyway, I will be posting the link for the PDF for the new online exclusives that went live on Wednesday. And, oh, thank you. Thanks, Verna. We'll see you tonight. Yeah, so I'll be posting the link for the PDF for the online exclusives. But you can also, I'll do it in the comments below of the YouTube. And then, but you can also just go into crittersandink.com and click on what's new, and the new online exclusives will pop up. Thank you again for sharing your last hour and whatever it was with me. I super appreciate it. And don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. And don't forget, thumbs up. All right, thanks. We'll see you soon. Bye for now. Oh, why is my mouse not working? Okay, I'll do it this way. Or not. I can't turn it off. Oh my goodness. It is going to be a long day. What the heck? Oh, here we go. There we go.